Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Taking a quick look here at ICP, seeing what's going on. A little bit of uptick, but also a bit of a retracement too. And a lot of this has to do with Bitcoin's success here recently. So surprised ICP hasn't taken off, but also not, because again, it's massively overextended. We need to be range bound a little bit longer before we see anything else happen with this coin. So my speculation is the price might go sideways a little bit further, but we are kind of tentatively retesting this ascending trend line. So we'll talk about that and much more. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor and I do love teaching people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. And obviously, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is the website. It does offer, Trading University, Academy, and Signals Group. Whereas I have Premium Plus here, we got some nice profits taken there from our scalping bot. That's basically a bot that I've created that today trade for me. I prefer not to trade daily myself, but I love swing trading. This is where the swing trades come in here. The graph, 81% in 10 days. Solana, 36% in 3 days. SNS, 56% in 1.5 days. And RDMT, 30% in 1.5 days. So again, congrats to our community members for that. Yesterday was a nice little profitable day for us. And we're kind of considering, hey, is a short worthwhile at this point? Truth is probably not. But again, we do have that situation right now where Bitcoin is a bit on the overextended side. If it pulls back even remotely, we will likely see some altcoins drop. Kind of in correlation with Bitcoin, only usually 2, 3, 4, in some cases 5x of Bitcoin. So just be mindful. Alts are likely to surge, but they're also more likely to drop harder. Okay, so please understand that. Especially, and another thing to recognize too, coins like this, for example, that are going sideways when Bitcoin's going up, they're more likely to go down when Bitcoin goes down. Okay, just keep that in mind. Actually, most coins are likely to go down with Bitcoin, but just saying in general, this coin could be susceptible to a sell-off. So we're going to talk about a worst-case scenario here today too. All right, so quickly to note, Elliott Wave, this is more so just based on recent timeframes, kind of larger scale timeframes. We can see here 0.618 to 0.5, that's a common retracement area. Again, if that does happen, we have this previous resistance level, turned potential support there at roughly, I'm just going to say $12 to make it easy, 1180, 1190, right in that range. That is effectively an area where we should see the price action either bounce or pivot to, okay? Keep in mind, if this is the highest point that ICP will go, then we could very well see an ABC pattern from there, effectively lower low, lower high, and lower low again, okay? So we could be on the way down, and this could even be the beginning of a massive head and shoulders, right? There's definitely possibilities there. So I'm not trying to just fill your head with all this fear and doubt. That's not the case. Just letting you know, realistically, that could be a situation for us here. Having said all that, moving averages on the daily time frame still good. Okay, so until we lose the 20-day SMA on the daily, I'm still confirming the fact that we're in a bullish uptrend. That's really just what that does for us. Stochastic RSI is swinging up, money flow index is high, and RSI is also high. The difference here is that the money flow index is not as high as the RSI. So once the RSI kind of calms down, the money flow flips to the top. That's when we might see more likelihood of the price action shooting upwards. Again, when the money flow is higher than the RSI, it's always a good sign. You can usually see that on the 4-hour time frame for most coins, but in this case here, they're both kind of tapering off equally. If we look at the stochastic RSI, we're swinging down potentially for a second swing there. So again, that does carry more weight than the first. We got a MACD divergence still here as well. So the truth is the 4-hour time frame is not looking all that great. Let's quickly double check a couple things. We are sideways range bound, not much of an overextension there. With liquidity, we do have upper level of liquidity that could still be swept. So you got to keep in mind there's a massive amount of profit above the price action right now. So one last retest of the $15 range could very well be probable. Okay. Now, is it worth taking a long position right now to try to sweep that level or try to get lucky? Probably not. Again, when we look at the hourly time frame, we can confirm here that there are a lot of reasons not to take a trade. Okay. In other words, Ichimoku cloud, we're within the cloud. Never a good sign to either take a long or a short. Conversion line is above the baseline, that is positive, but our lagging span is below the price action. It hasn't broken through yet. So there's a lot of conflicting information here, kind of letting us know that this is not an ideal situation to consider either a long or a short. The price goes sideways for a little bit longer and goes down a little bit here to that $13, the low 13, upper 12 range. It may be a consideration for a short. See, again, I had this X marks the spot here from previous, because that's where the price needed to be in order for us to get a good, solid confirmational sign of the upside. Again, we got this little resistance level here. I'll pull that out as well at roughly $14. So unless we close above $14, I'm not convinced it's worth taking along. Equally the same here as well. Unless we close under 13 as a rough estimate, then we're not going to be in a situation either where a short position is viable. So we're kind of in that gray area right now. And I need you all to understand, if you're watching and you are serious about trading, gray area is where you can be a really, really good trader. I'm not saying specifically you trade the gray area. I'm saying that identifying where you're at and knowing when to or when not to take a trade is the most beneficial thing you could probably do for yourself. Actually, there's like 30 different things you can probably say that are extremely beneficial. A lot of it is emotional, trading and not doing that. And then of course risk tolerance too. But the general rule of thumb here is if you can identify an uptrend or a downtrend, or when the price is range bound, those are 3 important things to do. Right now, the price is definitely range bound. Okay, so keep this in mind. $13 close approximate, $14 close approximate. So we are literally range bound in this area here. And until it breaks free from that range, we got to presume it's going to continue, or we wait until the price confirms itself above or below those levels, and we ensure that we put ourselves in a position where we have a better likelihood of success. It's really the only reason why I'm successful in trading is because I go with statistical probabilities. It's really, for the most part, if you stack the deck in your favor, you're going to be more likely to win. Okay, that's kind of what we do here by looking at these things, and liquidation, a lot of those things are really important. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at here for now. I hope that this made sense. I described this correctly. Make sure you check this out too. Phenomenal exchange, Bitunix. They're offering well, first of all, there's no KYC or VPN required. And of course, most important, we have a trading competition coming up on the 8th of January for a global competition, then a community specific in February. So if you use my link to register, you're automatically eligible for that. But I just highly recommend this exchange. They've treated our community extremely well, and I'm super thankful. So deeply appreciate you. Same thing as well for you being a follower, viewer, first-time viewer, whatever you are. Thank you so much for watching and hopefully learning something today. You want to learn a whole heck of a lot more, cryptocash.tech is a site. You can be part of our trading community, and obviously just some really, really good traders here too. It's a lot of fun to be able to interact with you guys. So I deeply appreciate it. Thanks for being an amazing part of my life. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.